So, what does it truly mean to be baptized? I recently made a video talking about how religion harps on people being saved, and this is even a question that they should be asking. But I'm going to focus this video on what does it mean to really be baptized? Now, John chapter 3, verse 5 states, Jesus answered, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God." But lots of people don't actually know what this means. When people think of baptism or when people teach baptism, they teach the water ritual, grabbing someone, dunking them underwater, bringing them back up, and then they say you're baptized. But this is just an outward show to your community that you are accepting God, or that you are, quote unquote, being baptized, as they like to say. But the true baptism is not a water ritual. The true baptism is of the mind and of the Spirit. Because Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 through 27 further expands on what I mentioned in John chapter 3 verse 5 by stating, "Husbands, love your wives even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that it should be holy and without blemish." And so the first thing that you have to understand about what I read is that the church is not a building. The Bible tells us this in multiple different verses and scriptures. We, the people, are the church. Our body is a temple for the Spirit. I mean, even look at what it says. It says Christ sacrificed himself for the church. He did not sacrifice himself for a building. No, he sacrificed himself for the people. And when it says we will be cleansed by the washing of the word, it's literally letting us know we are reformed not only by the word, but whenever you dig into the Bible, you find out that the word is spirit, and spirit is the word, and God is spirit. So God, the word, and spirit are all one. So we are reformed, renewed in our mind and who we are as a person by the gaining of the word, the gaining of the Spirit, the Father who dwells in us. This is why Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8 through 9 tell us, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourself, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast." It's letting us know that our faith in God, which is also the word, which is also the Spirit, is what saves us. But we are not saved by our own self-righteousness or works. And this is why it says he would present a church that doesn't have a wrinkle or a blemish. It's the Spirit of the Father that makes us perfect, and it's what cleanses us as well. And if we go to Matthew chapter 18 verse 3, it states, "And said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." Romans chapter 12 verse 2 states, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." And the reason, if you put all this together, you realize you have to detach from this world. That's why it says we must be set apart. We have to forget all the worldly doctrines we've been brought up on, all the religious nonsense, all of the lies, all of the tales, and be renewed and reformed by the word, by the Spirit, and by God the Father, which are all one, and that we must become one with him. And once we become one with him, we now abide in him, because it literally says we are the physical body for Christ, because he is a spirit, and the Spirit must operate through us. As long as we continue to fight back, it is cancer. That's what cancer does. Cancer fights against the body. Instead of fighting against the body, we must become one and operate as one. This is why Jesus Christ said, "I and my Father are one." And I wanted to address Isaiah chapter 64 verse 6. Lots of people who are stuck in the religious mindset or the mindset of unbelief love to reference this, love to say that we are all sinners, we are unclean, we are like filthy rags. But the previous verses and scriptures I just gave tell us that the Spirit of God is what cleanses us and also has the ability to make us perfect. But lots of people are still stuck in disbelief. This is why John chapter 6 verse 47 states, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life." This is saying he that believes in Jesus Christ has everlasting life. Well, who is in him? Is it not the Spirit of the Father? So if you believe in the Father, you have everlasting life. And this is why when you also go over to John chapter 14 verses 9 through 12, it gives us an example of how Jesus Christ was before Philip and he still was asking him about the Father, not realizing the Father was within him. And this is why it ends off by saying, if you believeth on him, the works that he should do, you should also do, and greater. When he says this, he is saying, just like I said before, the Spirit that is in him. And the only way we could do the same works he did or greater is if we were on the same level as him or higher. But the scriptures make it clear that we are all one. So the true baptism is of the mind, of the word, of the Spirit. It's not something that happens in the instant, the quick dunking of someone in the water and coming up. The true baptism happens over a great span of time of developing and growing. So I hope this video helps some of you, and I hope all of you have a blessed day. Take it easy.